almost going on 2 years. So today's class is dedicated to seeing the sun through the mist. And this image, it came to me twice. So once it came to me the day before yesterday when we had our storm. It's kind of a funny story. I saw the wind. The wind was whipping the leaves off the trees, and then the leaves would go up into the sky. So I took my phone. I thought I was videotaping it, and it was like a terrific storm. And then all of a sudden the wind stopped, and I looked, and I just took a lame photo. It wasn't on video. So anyways, after that, this mist came out, and we seemed to be shrouded in mist from our condo, and then the sun came through. So for me, it was kind of like symbolic of how beauty bursts through. But the mist was beautiful too. So that was beautiful in its own sense. And then further beauty, or a deeper beauty, even burst through. And I like that image, or the symbology. And then the other is that I was in Delphi in Greece, and it's an ancient site of the oracle of prophecy, and it's energetic. Like it's like you're buzzing. And I thought, is it just me? And everybody in my group thought, whoa, it's like the ground is moving beneath you, though it wasn't, and not in any measurable way. It's just an energetic place. The only other time I felt that was in Varanasi, India. So anyways, I was there, and it's high, it's lofty, it's in the mountains, and you've got mountains, and you have valleys, and it was shrouded in fog, and it was unbelievable, like the fog added to the ambiance, the atmosphere. And then sun burst through, and I got amazing photos of like these ancient archaeological sites with the sun beaming through and the fog there, So that's where we're at, seeing the sun through the mist. One more thing I have before we begin is it's like maybe we'll call it a poem. I don't think it is, but it's from the Osage Native Americans. I might be saying it wrong, Osage, the Osage tribe or nation. Here's what they say: travelers in the mist take lead to venture into unfamiliar realms. We're all travelers in the mist. And I really like that. I understand this was written a long time ago, but it is very modern thinking, I think. So travelers in the mist take the lead to venture into unfamiliar realms. We are all travelers in the mist. Whether we're going to Greece or staying right here, wherever we're at, we are travelers, and we're going to travel together next hour in our yoga journey. Hello, Karen, and everyone. Okay, so, and hi, Brent. I was asking about you also. Yeah. So, Linda, hello. It's so nice I can actually see all of you, yeah, and Don, as it's not dark in here. Okay, so I will begin. I think you'll like this session. We always like our yoga session, but there's some, it's stretch and strength. It's both. It's both stretch and strength. So you're sitting cross-legged, and we're going to come forward. There's the sun coming through. I can see that sun coming through the clouds. So you're shifting, lowering your head, coming forward, stretching your back. If you can, let go of your neck. Take a breath in. Exhale. And then come upright. And from here, you hold your feet and you come to a balance. So you could also take your legs up a little higher. If your hamstrings are open enough, you wrap around your big toes and you straighten the legs. You can see the ankles are crossed, and you straighten as best as you can. I know that kind of requires strap for many. And then you come out and reverse the leg crossing. Extend and take your arms forward and breathe. Nice stretch to the lower back. There's a reverse crossing here. And this leg crossing is called Sukhasana, easy pose. Yep. And then you come up. This time, interlace fingers, press palms up. Lengthen your back. Take hold of your feet. I'm grabbing hold of my big toes with my peace fingers, okay? And then I come back, and maybe that's it. Or maybe I can extend and lengthen and breathe. And let it go. Okay. So we're kind of looking at different ways of sitting, right? So we'll go ahead and sit in Virasana. I know not everybody can, depends on your knees. So you could possibly have 2 blocks. That is going to make it really easy. We've all seen when Vester does this, he really builds it up, right? So he has like blocks and bolsters. So, or maybe just one. Some might even want to sit on the heels. I like sitting on the block. You can't see, but I do have a block underneath me. And what's nice about Virasana, Vira means hero, is your spine is easily upright. Interlace fingers, press palms up. For some, this is already a quad stretch. And you extend your arms upward. And then for some, reaching back gives you more of a quad stretch. Some might have to do one leg at a time. Respect your knees. Just be careful with your knees. And yeah, some can go over quite a ways. For me to go further, I have to get rid of the block. And I sit between the heels. Okay? So if you're not warmed up and you're like, whoa, can't go there, don't worry about it. Just, some of you are going to lie back. I'm just going to suggest maybe going to this place. If you're doing one leg at a time, go ahead and switch. And then we'll press back up. And from here, we're going to come right on to the hands and knees. And when you're on the hands and knees, you might want your blanket, I'll grab my blanket again, for your knees. And it's tiger, it's a form of tiger. So basically you take your right arm and your left leg and you extend. And you're trying not to waver, you're trying to be very still. And then you lower and you go the other way. Left arm, right leg. And breathe. Lower, and the other side again. Right arm, left leg. Some of you might take right hand, left foot, and then kick the leg back. There's another quad stretch and an arch, and you're looking straight ahead of you. And then lower. Second side, left arm, right leg. Left hand, right foot, holding the foot, kicking the leg back, arching, and breathe. And release, making fists, rounding your back like a Halloween cat, hissing. Rounding is kind of an image that I always see with Halloween. And palms are flat, and you arch your back, and you're looking up. And yes, these are kind of basic movements, but these are good. So right hand is to the back of your head, and you're going to take your right arm up. So this is upper thoracic. You're reaching the arm up, and then you're going to take your right arm either to your left wrist or lower your arm to your hand hasn't moved. You're dropping your right outside arm to the mat. and then come up again. Inhale and reach. And this time, extend the arm and just thread through. Right arm threads underneath the left. The blanket is kind of in my way. I would like my shoulder to touch the mat, so I move the blanket out of the way. Draw your right arm, right shoulder, be in contact with the floor with your outside right arm. Look up at the ceiling if you can. And then come up. Good. Next one, left hand is on the back of the head, and you're going to look up and see if you can really take your elbow upward. And elbow comes down, and you're going to try to drop down so that the left outside arm touches down. Try that again. Arm comes up, elbow up, reach. And this time extend the arm. And thread your left arm underneath the other. Just take enough time here to breathe into your shoulders. Breathing in and exhale. Great. And we're actually going to come onto our back so we can look at a few more of the, like some of the core moves, core strengthening movements. Okay. So your feet are wide. We'll do windshield wiper just because it's so beneficial for the back and releasing your back. So you're moving your feet. The key is that you're not moving your feet. You're moving your knees, and your feet are wide. Wide as the mat. That's really key. So I want you to feel how you bring movement to your hip joints, how you bring movement to the lumbar, how you release the sacral area, the lower back. Take your arms to a T, and when your knees fall left, look at your right hand. And then go the other way. When your knees fall right, look at your left hand. And just take a moment of gratitude for yourself, your effort for being here today, right? Like me too. You know, the effort it takes to carve out an hour of time for your yoga practice. It's part of the wellness program. It's, you know, we all have a wellness program in action, and this is it right here. Okay, it's good stuff. So from here, next one, you have your arms down, your palms are in the air, fingers spread wide, palms facing each other. Your heels are going to stay up the whole time we do 3 bridges. They're not going to come down at all, even when you bring your back down. So you're pushing, ball the foot down, lift your pelvis, and at the top, I don't say this often, but I'm going to say, squeeze your glutes like you want to tighten your glutes. We're working on power. Okay, you can come down, keep the heels up. Inhale again, come up, come to the very top, hold, and lower. And the last one like that, your pelvis comes up again, bridge. Pelvis is up high, heels are raised, glutes are strong, and lower. Now all we do is change how the foot is. It's going to be your heel down. The front of the foot is off the mat. I don't know how well you can see that when you look. I think you can see it. If you look at the screen, my feet, the front of the foot, bald foot is up. I'm going to keep my feet this way for the whole 3 that I do, okay? So pelvic tilt, and then press on up, tighten the glutes, let go of the pelvic tilt as you're up in the air. Your arms can help you to push down and lower. Inhale, press up, using your glutes, and lower. And next one, press up, tighten through the glutes, and lower. Good work. And then from here, we'll go into happy baby, which is always a nice counter pose, just stretching out your back, breathing in. Exhale. And then releasing the feet. So It always starts out, we go basic and we go deeper and deeper into this core, it's like isometrics, isolated work. So your hands are pushing, your feet are down, all the way down, and then your hands are pushing onto your thighs. You're pushing your hands, your arms are extended, your hands are doing a pushing action, and your feet are pushing down. You have a pelvic tilt, your core is strong, and then let go. That's pretty easy. It's doable, right? Now, right leg only comes up, and you're going to push right hand, right thigh. The other hand can relax, and you're pushing. Your hand is pushing into the knee is pushing into the hand, and you're trying to connect your back to the floor. The other side, left hand, left thigh, push. Try to connect to the floor. Low back connecting to the floor. Push. Hand pushes against knee pushes against hand. Good. Engage your core and release. And then it goes kind of from A to Z. Get the pelvic tilt in there. Lift both legs. And your hand pushes against the knees push against the hands, and you're using your core strength. Look up at the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Put all you've got into it. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And release. I told you that one's a little tough. Arms up in the air. This is similar to what we started out with. We were on tabletop on our hands and knees. We did tiger. Well, this is the same thing. It's just the table's been turned upside down. Okay? And take your right arm and your left leg extend, and let your leg and arm hover above the floor. Nothing is resting. You're pressing your back down. And then back to center. Extend. Left arm, right leg. Good. Low back connected to the mat. Breathe in. And come back to center. We'll do one more on each side. Inhale, extend. Back to center. Inhale, extend. Back to center. Good. And then just pull knees right into chest. All right. So on this next one, there's two more to do. On this next one, your left arm is up overhead. Right hand is along your side pelvis. We do modified and then not modified. Take a breath in. Exhale. Left arm. Your head comes up. Left arm, right leg. And they could touch or not. And then lower. To go further, you're going to push up on your elbow. Take a breath in. Exhale. Lift, push, and come up. Hold. And lower. Make sure that your elbow's on the sticky mat. So like for me, I'm going to shift to one side so that now when I do the other side, left elbow's going to be cushioned. Right arm up overhead. Exhale. You're just going to lift your head, your leg, your arm, right hand, left leg, and down. Take a breath in. And exhale. Lift and come up. And lower. Good work. Pull knees into chest, and there's a little rocking. I know not everybody likes to rock. We're not doing plow. You're just going to kind of rock a little bit, okay? Gets you used to coming up. Hold your legs initially, like because of the next one is going to have this. Okay, back and forth. Now, can you do this without your hands? So you go back, no problem. Come up, no hands. And again, use less momentum, more strength. Aha. And what it is your legs are straightened, arms are up overhead, you're on your back again. We're going to come up to half boat. Yeah, so what I do is I lift my upper body first and then my lower body, but ideally you're supposed to lift your upper and lower body at the same time. More advanced, you close in like a V and come to a full boat. Okay, I'm going to half boat. So extending, take a breath in, exhale, lift, and you're in half boat. I'm laughing at myself because I don't do these very well. I wish I could be a better role model for you right now. And then lower and lie back and take a moment here. Just like die back. Okay, take another breath. Inhale, exhale, and half boat. And maybe full boat. Take the feet wide, palms together. We'll say cruise ship. Okay. Feet together, arms wide, catamaran. I'm making that up. Okay, there are just all kinds of boats out there. All righty, and then you come up. Good work. And we have half spinal twist. You got to have fun with this stuff, okay, because they're tough. Right leg over the other. If you want modification, you'll straighten your left leg, okay? Left arm up into the air. Elbow across knee, twist, and look back. We're going to come out. And from here, you'll straighten your left leg. Take your right knee open to the side. So if I'm facing you, it looks like this. The leg is straight ahead in front of you. You're going to reach your arms up and reach for your foot using a strap or hand to foot. And you lower your head. And more than anything, especially if you're not using a strap, is I feel this as a stretch along the right side of my back. Because my right arm has to reach further than the left, has to reach further to reach the outside left foot. Come up, reaching the arms up. Twist to the right, another twist here. Take a moment to lengthen the spine. Breath in. Exhale. And then we'll release, and we have the second side. So it starts out with half spinal twist. So your left leg is over the other. Maybe right leg is folded, maybe right leg is straightened. Right arm up into the air. Inhale. And twist. Elbow across knee, turn, and look back. Come on out and straightening your right leg. Left leg is outside. Remember, your right leg is straight ahead of you. Reach up, interlace fingers for a moment. Extend, active through your right leg, and then reach for your left foot. Lower your head and breathe. Come on up. Twist to the left, flexing your right ankle. Good. And then releasing. So we're coming right, we're going to come to child's pose. And again, you might want a blanket, but I'm thinking it might not be so helpful for dolphin, because we'll be working with dolphin. So here you are, stretching through, head down, and feeling those opening movements. I always like to kind of see, that's a good 25 minutes or so of opening movements. And then from here, we'll come on to our elbows, and I would say crawl towards the front of your mat. You could clasp hands, make it easier, or palms are flat, and you press on back. When you press back, take a moment to really stretch. See what it is to walk your feet a little further back, you're still piked, and what it is to walk your feet closer in. It's more intense, probably closer in. They're both just different. And then your left leg will float up. Pelvis stays squared. You're going to point your left toes, straighten your leg, come up as high as you can with the leg. Shake out your head, relax your neck. And that leg comes down, and you have the other side. Right leg comes up, pointing through the toes, strength, right? And you're reaching up, straighten the leg, breathe in, exhale, and lower. Walk the feet back, you're in plank. Pelvis, you could say your whole body, inclined plane. Lower your belly, and you're in Sphinx, looking ahead of you. That might be it, or you can extend your arms and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Lower your belly, or lower your head. And then from here, let's take left leg. You're going to keep one hand over the other. Forehead is resting on your hands. And your left leg comes up. Keep your left elbow down. As your left leg swings to the right, you bend your left knee, tap the floor with your left toes, and send your toes up. And then the other side. Right leg comes up, right leg comes across, rolling onto the outer hip, outer foot. Bend your right knee, tap the floor with the toes, knee pointing up. And lower. Good. And then pressing up, upward facing dog, extend. And then we're going to press on back. Take a moment to stretch out your back. We have a side plank coming up. And side plank, I'm going to just make a little more padding for my elbows. It's on your elbows, okay? So you could start out in plank on your elbows. And then left hand shifts. To make it easier, your top leg comes forward of the other. Or you can have your legs scissored, or feet are stacked, the more challenging way. And breathe. We go the other way, elbows down, turn, extending your arm, and breathe. And come back to plank on your elbows, lower onto the belly, once again, Sphinx. Look ahead of you, make sure your elbows are directly under shoulders. And then lower your head. And we're going to lower your head. And taking your left leg up into, bend your right knee. It's another locust, okay? It's a kind of locust. We're going to keep our hands as they are, forehead down. You might have to lift your head to watch, but I think you can do along with me. So you bend your right knee, left leg comes up, and you're trying to place your right foot on the left knee. Maybe you're like, oh, I can't go there. Your right foot might be on shin bone or ankle. It's a kind of half locust. There's many varieties. Okay, release. And the other side. Left knee bending, left ankle flexed, right leg comes up, sweep the leg up, bring your right knee to your leg, to the instep, and breathe. Good, and release. And then we're coming back again to child's pose. You could have toes curled under or feet extended. Lower your head. Send your fingertips forward. And then downward facing dog. Our familiar old faithful here, our dog. So you're reaching back, and you're going to pedal. Bend one knee and press opposite heel down, back and forth. Get into your calves, get into your hamstrings, stretching your shoulders. See if you can get both heels down. And then feet go wide, and you'll walk your hands back to your feet. Once you're at the back end of your mat, take your hands to your elbows. Let yourself hang. Just let yourself hang. Knees could be soft. Be right back, turning my heat down. And then a squat. So either you might say, I'm going to stay in my forward fold. Maybe you modify your squat, or you come down into a deep squat. And as you're here, take a moment. Hands can be together. Elbows can push the knees apart. Heels are anchored down. Deep breath in. Exhale. Hands help to press you up into a forward bend. Feet parallel to each other. And then come on up. Once you come up, bring your feet together. Bring your right foot in front of the other. Take hold of your right wrist and side bend, stretching the right side of your body. Come out. And the other side, left leg in front of the other. Grab a hold of your left wrist, side bend, stretching, and breathe. And release, and lowering the arms. Good work. So we'll step at the front of the mat. It's a sequence we're going to do. You may want your blocks. We'll just have them nearby. Okay? And at first, I'm going to kind of move away from the blocks. The reason is it's a balance exercise. Okay, I'll face you. So your foot is tracing a circle. It kind of gets stuck on the mat. And it's touching down. And I'm going to try to be a little more still with my upper body. If I'm not careful, I'm going to be all over the place, but I want to try to engage the core and not move too much. Now the foot is floating. And it's going to hoop out. Hoop out. I don't know why I say hoop out, but it's going to go out and out. Good. I would say rather than holding a wall, if you are holding a wall, start working with like a hiking pole nearby, because it's not as stable as a wall. It'll keep you steady, but you'll have to do some of the work to help you wean yourself away from walls and get to balancing. Now, next time the leg goes out to the side, you're going to start to come forward and reach for the floor or the blocks. Warrior 3. The hip wants to open. See if you can square the hip. Flex the ankle in the air. And some of you will be reaching for the floor. See what happens. Are you able to reach your shin bone with both hands and balance? Lift your upper body a little more. And then bend the knees. Bring your right foot together, your foot down, the feet are together. And we have tree. So I do want to be at the front end of my mat for tree, because later I'll go back into some other poses. So front end of the mat, right foot comes up, and you're in tree, Virasana. Hands are to the heart. Hands could be up above your head. Look straight ahead of you. Try not to look down to the floor. And take your arms wide, like a V, like a satellite dish, and breathe. And then we're going to take the right foot straight back. Warrior one. So the heel will come down. You're going to square your pelvis. Sharpen the 90-degree bend in your knee. Again, hands are to heart. If you're not looking at the screen, look at the screen for a moment. At some point, I'm going to have you curl 4 fingers in and keep your thumbs up. I don't know if you can see that, but you'll see we're going to do that in a moment. You take your arms up. You go wide as a V again. It's a Kundalini mudra. That is, I'm just taking it from a Kundalini yoga practice. So you have like you're hitchhiking, you get your thumbs up, and you're looking straight ahead of you, and then if you can, you look up, and it's a mudra. It's supposed to be like a power mudra. Like imagine the tip of your thumbs are antennas drawing in energy waves, cosmic energy waves. How's that? Breathe in. You're connecting to that, what I was talking about in Delphi, that odd energy of Delphi. I mean, very mysterious. And breathing in. Exhale. And then from here, we have a twist. We're coming down. You could use a block if you like, or no block. Hand on block, hand on the mat, twist towards your left, towards your bent knee. Left arm up in the air, and breathe. Release. Back heel is down. Come up, and we have a triangle. Okay, so you're adjusting your feet. You're on a single track now. You're not square. You're not squared to the front of your mat, open-hipped, extending the arms, and see if you can kind of tone your arms, see if you can really add. Imagine the muscles are hugging the arm bones. Breathe in. Shift, exhale, come into your triangle. And breathe. It is an invitation to breathe. I always like to say that, every posture, but especially the side bends are good ways inspiration to breathe deeply. Now we come out, right hand is back, left arm comes up and way back, and then look up at the ceiling. And again, breathe now into the left side rib cage. Half moon. So when we come into our half moon, I would say, some of you need a wall. That's fine. Use a block if you need to. I'm kind of wide. I'll bring my foot a little closer in, and I'll move things. Bring the hand down. One hand is down. Hip open. Think top hip stacked over the other, and your arm up into the air. It might be some of you want to go a little further. You can reach right hand, right foot, and kick the leg back. From here, we're going to release, come back to downward facing dog. Hands are spread wide. Stretching back. Told you it was a long sequence. We have another one here. So what I'm going to say is it's pigeon. If it doesn't work for you, at this point you come onto your back, because we're going to be on each side for a minute. So I'm going to take my right leg up. We're only doing one side right now. Right leg up. We'll be here for a minute, and then we'll continue with the sequence on side 2. Pick up pigeon side 2 later. So here you are looking up, and you may want to curl back toes under, lift, and to get that real sense of a pigeon, you bend your back knee, you point your toes. It's supposed to be the dovetail. I don't know. It's a stretch of the imagination. And then lower onto your elbows, lower your head, and breathe. Take another 3 rounds of breath here. The breathing is slow. And then start to press up. If you were on your backs, you'll be coming back to downward facing dog. Press back and stretch. Deep breath in. Exhale. And then we'll walk forward to the front end of the mat. Hang like a little rag doll. Hands are to elbows. Let yourself hang. You can have your knees soft and go wider with your feet to make it a little easier. And then pressing. And sweep the arms up into the air. Palms touch. Arch back. And hands are to heart center. We have a lot to do on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and I turned so that I could still face the screen. Just make sure you have your blocks handy. And I moved away from the front of the mat initially, remember that? Because I was making these circles. So when you make your circles, make sure that you're not moving your upper body too much. Have a sense, because I don't want you to be wobbling. No wobbles allowed. And then the foot is gliding above. Engage your core. Find a drishti point, and then you're going to hoop out. Hoop out. You can make that sound. Hoop. The standing leg has to work. Then I'm going to move a little closer in, because then from there I want to be at the front end of the mat. And I'm going to reach down for my blocks, or no blocks. See what works for you. And you're coming to warrior, a form of warrior 3. Ankle in the air, flexed. And you might even find that you can reach for your shin bones. So that becomes a balance pose. And from here, you're going to take your leg down, bend the knees, come on up, hands to heart center, and we have tree. So you can see there's 3 balance poses in this, right? So we're going to, because there was the one we just did, this one, and later half moon. So left foot is up. And it's if you're looking out the mist. Imagine it's just a gorgeous scene in front of you, mist, and then the sun shining through. Take your arms up, extend. Take your arms wide, like a V, like a satellite dish. Fingers can be slightly apart, so hands are spread. We're going to take the left leg and step it back. Warrior one. So when I go back to warrior one, I want to, I'm kind of playing with it. Like, how wide a stance do I need? How far back? Can I get my back heel down? Can I really plant my right foot down into the mat? 90-degree bend. I know there's a list. It seems like a checklist, but in reality, the poses are fairly simple, aren't they? They're fairly simple. So you're like, I hope they're fairly simple. They are. And you reach up and you extend. We're going to go wide with the hands. We're going to make that Kundalini mudra. Mudra is just basically a hand gesture symbolizing, in this case, symbolizing power. And breathe. Lift your heart center. And relax your hands down, and we're coming to a twist. So now it's left hand down. You can use a block or no block. You're turning towards the bent knee. You could have right hand on your low back or extending your right arm, and breathe. And then we come out, and we're adjusting our stance for triangle. So I'm turning, and I want to be on single track now instead of the 2 tracks I've been on. My leading foot is facing front of the mat. Breathe in. Exhale, shift your pelvis. Bring one hand down, one arm up. Yep, and breathe. Come on up, and left hand is back, right arm coming up, and lengthen your spine. Half moon. Do whatever you need, your block, your wall. You're coming over and shifting. One hip, top hip over the other, extending your arm, flexing the ankle of the foot up in the air, and breathe. Some of you can go a little further, reaching for your back foot, kicking the leg. Good. And then left hand coming down, and we're going to press back to downward facing dog. So once in downward facing dog, take a moment, stretch through, shake out your head. And we have pigeon, side 2. Some of you are doing a little differently, right? You're going to modify and go on your back, thread the needle. Or left leg is up, and left knee starts to come forward at an angle. You can always do this with a block under glutes or thigh. And as you're coming into this, look up. Exhale, come forward. Lower your head and breathe. About a minute here. last 15 seconds. And then press on up. So we did this on the other side. So you'll want maybe curl toes under. If you're in pigeon, lift the knee, lower it, bend the knee, point the toe, and have your dovetail, your pigeon tail, and breathe. It's a good quad stretch. And from here, we'll press back. So if you've been on your back, you may want to join us again in downward facing dog. Take a moment here, breathing in. Exhale. And we'll complete the circuit by coming forward. Go wide with your feet. We could go into a squat, modified squat, or all the way down into the squat. Lengthen your spine. And then press on all the way up. And just pausing. In mountain, we'll have the feet together. Hands are to heart center. And we'll sweep the arms out, up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Once again, sweep the arms out to the sides. Reach up. And hands to heart center. Good work. We're going to come to sitting. It's a simple breathing exercise that we'll do. It's really simple. And it's to strengthen the diaphragms. We'll do 3 ways, and we'll do three of them one way, 3 of them another way. What I'm going to have you do is breathe in through your nose as if you're smelling a really fragrant flower. And you're going slowly because you want to savor that scent of a rose or peony, whatever it is. And then now exhale through your mouth, pursed lips as if you're blowing out a candle. Slowly. Try that twice more. Inhale, smell that fragrant flower. Exhale, pursed lips, blow out the candle. You want to kind of create a little pressure. And one more time, breathe in through the nose. Exhale, pursed lips, mouth. If you want to really strengthen your diaphragm, practice blowing a balloon. A new balloon every day. Don't use the same balloon every day because the balloons they stretch out and they're like super easy. You're like, I'm getting really good at this. Well, the balloon's stretched out. So a new balloon every day, blow it. Really good to strengthen the diaphragm. Okay? Any singers out there? Maybe you know that trick already. So we're going to do it again, this time a little faster. So you're going to take a deep breath in, and it's kind of like it's a different kind of, imagine you're out at the coast and you're like, you want to take in that marine area, like, and then when you blow out, you're going to be blowing out a lot of candles. There's as many candles as the number of years you've been on Earth. So maybe there's a lot of candles there, okay? And you got to go, you have to really blow them out. You have to shake out your head, though. Okay, so take a breath in. We're going to do 3 times. And blow all those many candles out. Breathe in. Really be strong with it. Inhale. And relax. I know, some of these, but the pranayamas, it's odd, isn't it? It's different, and they're powerful. Okay, you're going to come out and come to lying on your backs. Yeah. And do the next 5 minutes of heaven on earth. Stillness. Notice your body. Be filled with gratitude for this life. for this moment. Yoga, the 8 limbs of yoga, is often seen as a tree, the parts of a tree, the 8 limbs. Ashta means 8, anga or limbs, the ashta anga. Ashtanga comes from that 8 limbs. The Ashtanga study, ashta anga, the 8 limbs. When we talk about the asanas, those are the branches of the tree. The branches keep growing. They keep multiplying as a tree. Trees are amazing. They keep growing. Humans don't keep growing. Maybe we grow our height and we might grow in girth, but we really physically stop growing tall. Trees don't. They gain in girth and they gain in height and their roots go deeper. So it is a beautiful image that we have for yoga. The branches are the asanas. The observances, the moral observances and the internal observances, they're called the yamas and the niyamas. Those are the roots of the tree. They go deep. The pranayama is another root, another limb. Those are the leaves of your tree. Just imagine it's your tree, and the leaves are the pranayama, that which reaches for the light and takes sunlight and turns it into energy and food. Just as we take in prana, life force, and turn it into energy and vital life force and like a spiritual food, nutrition for our spirits. The 5th limb of the 8 limbs of yoga is pratyahara, the practice of moving towards one's vast interior. And it goes on to dharana and dhyana, which are the steps to a deep meditation. And the 8th limb is samadhi, which is fruition, which is so many words for it, fruition, because we're talking about a tree. The tree bears fruit. But samadhi is this awakening. It's becoming aware, fully aware of life and awakening. So today, when we look at pratyahara, I'm just going to have you aware of the space around you. Listen for sounds outside your home right now. Just listen. Maybe it's very quiet. Maybe you hear birds. Maybe you hear traffic. Whatever it is you hear, listen for sounds outside of your home. Let those go. Listen for sounds within your home. Maybe there are other family members puttering about, moving chairs, walking around, talking. Maybe there's no one. Maybe it's the appliances. Maybe it's the clock. Maybe it's a house settling. Listen to the sounds of your home. And then bring it closer into you. Listen to the heart, the sound of your breathing. Just hear the sound of your breathing. Don't alter it in any way. And then from here, I'm just going to have you notice the quiet mind And we are going to deepen the breathing because it's time to come out of Shavasana, but I just want you to take this quiet mind with you as you move your hands and feet, as you roll to one side and make your way to sitting. You're welcome to turn your audio on as well.